In the heart of Savannah, Georgia, stands a forgotten relic called the Willow Inn. It's small, quiet, and old, built in 1949. But for locals, that hotel carries a warning. Never stay in room 313. It was the summer of 1994. A young couple, Henry and Melissa Turner, drove in from Florida after a long road trip. Their car's radiator overheated, and with night falling, they needed a place to sleep. The GPS led them to the Willow Inn, a lonely, two-story hotel on the edge of town. The neon sign flickered. Vacancy. Inside, the air smelled of dust and lemon polish. At the reception desk sat Martha, an old woman with silver hair and eyes that never quite looked straight at you. Henry. Good evening, ma'am. Any rooms available? Martha, hesitant. Just one left. Room 313. Melissa, perfect. We'll take it. Martha, quietly, almost to herself. May the Lord keep you safe tonight. Henry chuckled. Melissa frowned. They thought maybe she was just being old-fashioned, but there was something in her tone, something uneasy. Room 313 was simple but odd. The wallpaper peeled in corners, and the mirror on the far wall looked too clean for such an old place. A faint perfume, something floral and old-fashioned, lingered in the air. Melissa. Smells like someone's grandmother's closet. Henry. Or maybe they used air freshener. He laughs, but his voice feels forced. They watched TV for a while. Then around 2 a.m. Melissa woke up suddenly. A soft humming filled the air. It sounded like a woman's voice, distant yet close, singing a lullaby. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Melissa sat up. The room was dark. Henry was asleep beside her. She turned toward the mirror and froze. A figure was standing there. A woman in a long, pale nightgown, brushing her hair slowly. Her reflection was clear in the mirror, but when Melissa looked directly toward the spot, no one was there. Melissa, whispering, Henry! Henry, wake up! He groans, half asleep. Melissa. There's someone in the room! Henry jumped up, turned on the lamp, but it wouldn't light. He grabbed his phone for light. The humming stopped. Then, from the dark corner near the mirror, came a whisper. You shouldn't have come back. Both screamed. Henry grabbed Melissa's hand and bolted for the hallway. The next morning, they checked out early. Henry demanded answers. Martha sighed and looked at him sadly. Martha. Room 313 used to belong to Mrs. Evelyn Brooks, the owner's wife. Back in 1967, she found out her husband was unfaithful. She locked herself in that room and hanged herself from the chandelier. They say she did it in front of that very mirror, whispering a lullaby she used to sing to her child, a child who died in a fire the year before. Henry felt a chill. Melissa looked pale. They left, promising never to return. But the story didn't end there. Henry couldn't let it go. In 2002, Henry came back. Alone. Now a documentary filmmaker, he wanted to record paranormal events, to prove or disprove them. Room 313 was still available. The hotel had changed owners, but the room remained untouched. He brought a small crew, 2 friends and a camera. They set up microphones, night vision, and EMF sensors. At 1:58 a.m. all was quiet. At 2 a.m. the temperature dropped suddenly from 72 degrees Fahrenheit to 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Their breath turned visible. The sensors flickered. Then, the humming began again. Soft at first. Then closer. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. The lights flickered. The camera recorded a blurry silhouette, a woman standing near the mirror, brushing her hair. Henry whispered, trembling. Evelyn, are you here? the figure turned slowly. For a split second, the mirror's reflection showed two Henrys, one standing, one hanging behind him. The feed cut off. 43 seconds of footage went missing. When it resumed, the camera showed an empty room. Henry was gone. The crew found his shoes by the bed, his phone still recording the lullaby. The police arrived the next morning. They searched the entire hotel. No sign of Henry, no forced entry, no struggle, no body. Only his equipment and that haunting recording. For months, investigators reviewed the footage. In the final frame before the cut, a pale woman appeared behind Henry, looking straight into the lens. Her eyes were black. One of the officers who reviewed the tape quit the force soon after, saying he heard whispering in his house at night, the same lullaby. "Hush, little baby, don't say a word." Today, room 313 is sealed shut. New owners painted over the door and turned the hallway into a storage space. But guests still complain of hearing a woman's voice humming softly through the wall, always between 1:55 and 2:10 a.m. Locals say if you listen too long, you'll dream of her that night, standing by your bed, brushing her hair slowly, staring at you through a mirror that isn't yours. A travel vlogger once snuck in years later, trying to film the infamous room. When he reached the sealed door, his camera shut off automatically. The audio, however, captured a faint whisper. "You shouldn't have come back." He left town that night. Deleted his channel 2 weeks later. Some say Evelyn's spirit never left room 313 because she's waiting for her husband to return, or for someone to feel the same heartbreak she did. Others believe she's trapped in the mirror, a reflection cursed to repeat her last night forever. And some, the ones who have heard the lullaby themselves, say she's not waiting for anyone. She's calling you. Every ghost has a story. Every mirror hides a memory. The question is, what will yours reflect when you look too long? If you want more true mysteries that crawl under your skin, subscribe now to True Mystery Vault, where every story is based on true events.